Ever ponder why certain individuals appear healthy at 75 but fail to reach their 85th birthday? Many elderly people are awake at night because of this frightening thinking. You may believe that everything is going according to plan. You try to eat your veggies, you take your vitamins, and you visit your doctor when something bothers. However, what if the major, well-known health issues that everyone discusses aren't the true threats? What if the things that rob you of years of your life are there in front of you? These are not unexpected heart attacks or strokes. Rather, they are subtle habits that gradually erode your physical and mental well-being. Most individuals are unaware of them until it is too late to repair the damage, since they operate so silently. We're going to discuss 5 hidden hazards today that steal people's golden years. These aren't your typical textbook health facts. These are actual issues that actual individuals deal with on a daily basis. These 5 silent hazards could be taking away your life at any time, regardless of your age. Here's the good news, though. You can defend yourself once you are aware of what they are. You must hear this if you wish to maintain your strength, mental clarity, and ability to celebrate many more birthdays. Every issue we cover today can be the final component needed to complete your health puzzle. Let's find out the 5 secret causes of why so many individuals fail to live to be 85 years old, and more significantly, how to improve your chances. The first hidden threat is excessive daily sitting. It's not skipping the exercise or overindulging in cake that older individuals make the worst mistakes. Sitting motionless for extended periods of time is a much simpler and more serious problem. Exercise is typically thought of as rigorous workouts or going to a fancy gym. They simply stop moving altogether when they are unable to do those tasks any longer. However, this is what physicians have discovered. It's not about lifting big weights or running marathons. It's about the little things you do throughout the day. For example, standing while folding clothes, strolling to check the mail, or getting up to answer the phone. Your body uses these little things as medicine. When you stay still for hours on end, negative things begin to happen to you. Your muscles deteriorate, your bones get weaker even if you're not aware of it. Your equilibrium deteriorates, your blood flow is reduced. The frightening thing is that these changes occur so gradually that you aren't aware of them until something untoward occurs, such as a fall or being too exhausted to perform basic activities. Consider it this way. Your body resembles a vehicle. The parts stop functioning properly and the engine rusts if you never drive it. When you don't routinely move your body, the same thing occurs. Everyone was astonished by a study conducted by scientists. People who stood up and moved around for just 3 minutes every half hour lived far longer than those who sat all day, they discovered. Not running, not push-ups, just light exercise. However, this straightforward secret is unknown to most people. Allow me to introduce you to Maria, a 74-year-old Texas educator. Following her retirement, she read books and watched TV shows for the majority of the day. Although she felt good, she became more and more exhausted every month. She nearly fell one morning when she felt lightheaded coming out of bed. Everything changed when the doctor told her anything. Because you're not using it, your body is shutting down. Maria established a straightforward rule rather than signing up for a pricey gym membership. She would never sit still for longer than 20 minutes. She would march in place for a minute, extend her arms, or go to the window. 4 months later, she had more energy and strength than she had in years. In actuality, your body is itching to move. It was made to move. You're telling it to stay alive and strong when you keep it moving, even in tiny ways. Every moment you get to your feet, you are battling aging. You are voting for a longer life with each action you take. The second hidden hazard is not going to the doctor while you're feeling well. Seeing a doctor solely when something hurts is one of the biggest blunders people make. They believe, I feel okay, so I must be okay. However, this way of thinking can be fatal because the most serious health issues sometimes start out without any symptoms. Because it harms your heart and brain for years before you notice any symptoms, high blood pressure is known as the silent killer. Long before you have any symptoms, diabetes can harm your kidneys and eyes. Before they start to hurt, some tumors grow silently for months or years. These illnesses may have caused significant harm to your body by the time you get ill. It resembles a minor leak in your roof. It damages your entire house over time, but you don't realize it at first. This also applies to your health. Unperceivable little issues gradually grow into life-threatening major ones. Because they are afraid of receiving bad news, many people avoid going to the doctor. They believe that they cannot be harmed if they are unaware of an issue. However, the reverse is also true. Early problem detection frequently makes fixes simple. It may be too late if you wait until you become ill. Let me introduce you to Frank, a Florida guy of 69. He hadn't seen a doctor in 3 years and felt completely well. To please his wife, he eventually persuaded him to have a checkup. Frank's blood sugar was nearly in the diabetic range, and his cholesterol was dangerously high, according to the doctor. Frank was surprised because he felt well, but he was able to resolve these issues without the need for potent medications because they were discovered early. He reduced his intake of sugary drinks, increased his intake of veggies, and went for walks after supper. His blood tests 6 months later came back normal. He might have required surgery, powerful medications, or worse, if he had waited until he became ill. Finding illnesses isn't the only goal of routine examinations. Their goal is to stop them. Knowing your blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, and other vital signs allows you to make adjustments before issues arise. It's similar to having a map that indicates the locations of hazardous roads, so you may choose a safer route. You might feel more at ease when you have frequent checks. You may enjoy life worry-free when you know that everything is going smoothly. Additionally, you may correct any issues before they negatively impact your health. Spending too much time alone is the third hidden threat. Something that may surprise you is this: loneliness can be just as harmful as cigarette smoking. People who spend too much time alone are considerably more likely to die young, according to scientific research. It goes beyond simply being depressed. In fact, loneliness makes your body ill. Your body begins to malfunction when you have no one with whom to laugh, converse, or share your opinions. You don't get as much sleep. You become ill more frequently when your immune system deteriorates. You may have increased anxiety or depression. Being alone causes even your brain to function less effectively. It's easy to feel increasingly isolated as we age. Friends die or move away. Family members have their own life to lead. Perhaps you don't go out as much since you don't drive as much as you formerly did. You gradually begin to spend more and more time alone without realizing it. Here's the issue, though. People are dependent on one another. It is not our destiny to live alone. Just as your body needs nourishment, so does your brain need speech. Just like muscles that aren't exercised, social abilities rust when you don't use them. According to studies, elderly persons who experience loneliness are 30 to 45% more likely to die young. That's enormous. The reason for this is that loneliness has an impact on every part of your body. It weakens your heart, increases blood pressure, and even impairs your body's ability to fight off infections. Allow me to introduce you to James, a 76-year-old Oregon widower. He spoke to no one but the grocery store clerk once a week after his wife passed away. He lost his appetite, had trouble sleeping, and began to feel exhausted all the time. His daughter observed that he occasionally appeared perplexed and concerned about his recall. When James joined a coffee group at his neighborhood senior center, everything changed. He was initially opposed to going, but his daughter persuaded him to give it a shot. Friendships, weekly card games, and even a volunteer position teaching children to read were all the results of that one visit. James felt like himself again after a few months. He regained his vitality. His thinking felt clearer, and he slept better. The wonderful thing about connection is that it is reciprocal. In addition to helping yourself, you are also helping others when you reach out to them. People care about your friendship, your stories, and your insight. Even if you don't always feel that way, you have worth that other people require. Start small if you've been spending too much time by yourself. Say hi to your neighbors, give an old buddy a call, or join a club at local community center or library. By taking these small actions, you can extend your life by years. The fourth hidden hazard is neglecting physical discomfort. The majority of individuals believe that aches and pains are a normal aspect of aging. You accept it as normal aging even though you have back pain, stiff knees, and increased fatigue. What if such symptoms aren't typical, though? What if they are indicators that your body is engaged in a covert conflict? One of the greatest dangers to good aging is the fight against chronic inflammation. It is thought that inflammation aids in the body's ability to recover from wounds. When your finger is cut, inflammation promotes healing. However, inflammation might occasionally fail to stop when it should. Like an unquenchable fire, it never goes out. Inflammation begins to harm healthy tissues when it persists in your body for months or years. It targets your heart, brain, joints, and other organs. Your risk of heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, and numerous cancers is raised by this persistent harm. Chronic inflammation is tricky because it doesn't always result in excruciating pain. Rather, it manifests as weariness, stiffness, fogginess, or a general uneasy sensation. Many people disregard these symptoms or attribute them to aging. In reality, though, your body is attempting to communicate with you about something crucial. Numerous factors can contribute to chronic inflammation. Excessive consumption of processed foods, sleep deprivation, chronic stress, or insufficient physical activity. The good news is that by making small adjustments to your everyday routine, you can combat inflammation. Let me introduce you to Dorothy, a Michigan grandmother who is 71 years old. For more than a year, she had struggled with regular headaches, low energy, and aching joints. Before her doctor discovered high amounts of inflammation in her body via blood testing, she assumed it was simply a natural part of aging. Dorothy made a decision to change rather than only take painkillers. She began consuming more vibrant fruits and vegetables, particularly leafy greens and berries. Instead of soda, she started drinking green tea. Additionally, she began going for daily short walks despite having stiff joints. Dorothy felt like a different person after 3 months. She had improved joint mobility, her headaches nearly went away, and she had more energy. She even reported feeling happier and more upbeat about life. It takes more than just feeling better today to combat inflammation. The goal is to safeguard your future. Making any anti-inflammatory decision is similar to contributing to a health savings account. It's an investment in more prosperous years to come. Little adjustments can have a significant impact. Increase your intake of colorful veggies, nuts, and fish. Limit your intake of fried foods and sugary snacks. Make sure you get enough rest. Look for strategies to deal with stress. Every day, gently move your body. By taking these minor actions, you can reduce inflammation in your body and feel years younger. The fifth hidden hazard is not having anything to look forward to. Perhaps the most significant of all the concealed dangers is the last one: losing your way of being. Some people believe their valuable days are finished when they retire, have children, or lose a spouse. Every morning, they have nothing noteworthy to do and nowhere significant to be. Most individuals are unaware of how damaging this sense of emptiness may be. Feeling nice isn't the only aspect of having a purpose in life. It's about surviving. Strong senses of purpose have been linked to longer and healthier lives, according to research. As people age, their hearts are healthier, their immune systems are more robust, and their minds are more acute. A purpose doesn't have to be as grandiose as launching a company or making a difference in the world. It can be as easy as caring for a pet, lending a hand to your neighbors, picking up a new skill, or being a reliable person for your grandchildren. Having something that motivates you to get out of bed every morning is what counts. People frequently begin to fade away when they lose their sense of purpose. They also cease caring for themselves. They don't keep up their friendships or look for new experiences. They may sleep excessively, eat poorly, or simply go through the motions of life without truly experiencing life. This goes beyond simply being depressed. It has an impact on your physical well-being. Your body begins to shut down when your mind isn't working. You grow more prone to illness, your muscles weaken, and your equilibrium deteriorates. I would like to introduce you to Helen, a 79-year-old Californian. She thought her life was finished when her husband passed away. The majority of her days were spent waiting for bedtime while browsing through old photo albums in her recliner. Her health began to deteriorate quickly. She became frail, lost weight, and contracted every cold that was in vogue. When her neighbor encouraged her to assist with a communal garden, everything changed. Although she hadn't planted a garden in years, Helen had always liked flowers. At first, she only spent an hour a week watering plants. Before long, she was deciding which flowers to plant, instructing other volunteers in gardening, and anticipating, seeing and feeling better. Don't believe it if you feel like your finest days are over. Your mission is still there, even if it has changed. Perhaps mentoring young people is a better option than raising children. You can volunteer for a cause you care about in place of working a job. You can take care of yourself and set an example for others rather than caring for your spouse. The reality of living past the age of 85 is straightforward. It's not about being extremely fortunate or having flawless genes. It's about choosing wisely each and every day. A longer, better life can be achieved over time by making small decisions that may not seem significant at first. One major mistake doesn't kill most people who don't live to be 85. They repeatedly make the same minor errors without recognizing the harm they are doing, which leads to their death. They give up on having dreams, isolate themselves, avoid the doctor, sit too much, and disregard their body's warning signals. However, you don't have to be like that. You have other options. Even if it's only for a few minutes each day, you may make the decision to exercise your body. You have the option to maintain contact with your physician and identify issues early. You have the option to keep up existing friendships and form new ones. You have the option to fight inflammation and take care of your health. Additionally, you have the option to discover new goals that will give your life significance. The most crucial thing to keep in mind is that there is always time to begin. Your decisions today can add years to your life and life to your years, regardless of your age. The conclusion of your tale is up to you, and you are still writing it. What little adjustment can you start making now then? Right now, are you able to get up and take a stroll around your home? Is it possible to give a friend you haven't spoken to in a long time a call? Could you make the appointment you've been putting off with your doctor? What would make your life more meaningful, in your opinion? The decisions you make today will have an impact on your future self. Make them matter. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us now. For many years to come, we hope this information will help you live your best life. Please share this with a loved one if you find it useful. Tell us which tip you intend to try first in the comments section below. Your participation enables us to produce more content that has the potential to significantly impact people's lives. Until then, look after yourself. You are valuable.